Gentlemen, welcome. Thanks for joining. Something happened to me recently that is well worth a breakdown. In fact, if you guys have watched my recent Spitfire Fly Till I Die video, you may or may not know what I'm talking about here. Basically, I got my Rosie absolutely wrung by a Bf109 F4 while I'm flying my Spitfire Mark 5B, and we're going to be breaking down exactly how he was able to achieve this. So like I said, I'm flying my Spitfire Mark 5B, still kind of newer to the aircraft, but I'm pretty confident in it at this point, and I'm sitting in here capturing the zone by myself at around 9,000 feet. I was flying by myself, and with the Spitfire being a tourney boy, I usually do open the canopy up on this thing, and I hear something coming. I think I'm going kind of insane, but I hear just a little bit of audio difference, and I start making a maneuver defensively just in case, because I know I'm by myself. There's no allies nearby. And luckily I did maneuver because we see this 109 go flying past. I don't think he lets off any shots there, but he definitely has the altitude advantage, which is why I get very excited when he turns around back into me right here. I'm kind of thinking he's going to continue this pull, but he realizes he's losing that battle and just ditches off to the bottom to try and go and reclimb. I of course follow him, knowing that this is probably going to be my best chance in order to get some shots, especially if he has even in higher energy state than I initially thought. So I pull lead on him, and I actually get what I think is some pretty good hits. I kind of got unlucky here that the 20s didn't do any damage on the tail section. That would have done me lots of favors. And then I enter what is close to a stall. So whenever I stall in the Spitfire, I'm always quite scared. This thing loves to turn itself into a freaking helicopter. And I know I can't stall like any other aircraft. I cannot float it there like a 109. I can't stall it on its wing like it's a 0. You really have to do it completely inverted and pull straight down to the ground. That is the absolute safest way to do it. And anything lower than about 100 knots is going to get you killed. The wing stalls at low speed are not a joke in this thing at all. So I pull straight back down, just playing it safe and trying to keep eyes, of course. He's up there and he's going to hang out there for quite a bit. Got some really nice people in the chat, but I will admit they were a little distracting. As when the 109 comes back in, this happens. Oh. God, it's close. I gotta stop paying attention to chat. That should never have caught me off guard, but I'm simply not looking. And you know the mantra, lose sight, lose the fight. But eventually the chat actually helps me out here because they say that they are nearby. So they're somewhere in like the northeast direction. So I should be heading over there, ideally. The thing is that straight to my west is the friendly airfield. So there's two directions I can head. But as we're gonna see, I don't exactly have control over this fight. My main objective is to just not get hit. And due to the poor acceleration on the Spitfire Mark 5B, I don't exactly have control over where I go. Whichever side that I jink off to is the direction that I'm probably gonna be heading, as I don't want to lose extra speed trying to maneuver towards an ally, because there'd be no point in it if I just get killed immediately. But I do a good job twice, actually, of giving him the skinny side of my plane, so he doesn't have the broadside of a frickin' barn to shoot at, and of course trying to pull underneath his nose, so he has to try to roll over. He's coming in at super high speed, so he's going to be compressing here. But generally, he's doing a fantastic job of keeping his energy. He knows that I don't have the acceleration to instantly reclimb in the middle of this fight, so he is using his energy state to keep knocking me down a peg. And we see when I go defensive in situations like this, that I need that extra altitude underneath me in order to do that final jink around his guns, right? Because I'm giving him an easy shot. That is the goal of this initial pull. But that hard kick underneath his nose here is designed specifically to bait him into a shot, to make him feel like he had the kill the entire time and hopefully recommit after he's past me, thus giving me an overshoot kill. But this guy seems to be experienced. He knows what's up, and he's playing this very well. He knows that after I do this kick, my energy state is very poor, and the closer I get to the deck, the less options I have to maneuver away. I have not been played this perfectly in quite a while, and all credit to this 109 pilot. That's why I'm making this video, really. I mean, this is textbook. It's very rare to get a fight like this for this long in props when you are completely by yourself, when you're not getting third-party by anything. But the server wasn't huge, and the map certainly is. So situations like this will happen, especially with me being unable to really run away in time, because everything is just, I mean, it's too far. I'm only about a grid square or two away, and I still can't get there. He also does a fantastic job of being in unpredictable places. It's usually difficult for me to spot exactly where he's going to be. Just the way that my tracking setup is that I'm always resetting towards the middle. So I usually turn my head to where I assume people to be just based on experience. And they are almost always there. This guy wasn't exactly in the most expected places. And that's something you normally want to do in order to throw off the eyes of your bandit. I mean, he's hitting all the points right here. And he knows that once he gets me down here to the treetop level, that I am almost screwed, because once I turn, he's going to have the kill. Now, the best thing that I should have done at this moment is turned around extremely fast and try to get guns on to scare him, because what I've avoided up to this point is doing the head-on maneuver. When you're getting dove on like this, the number one way to scare them off is to meet them in their dive. So go up, make sure you have enough energy state, but get guns on. For me, I know I'm not the most accurate person with this Spitfire guns. They are wing mounted and the nose does tend to wobble around a bit, and like I said, I wasn't super experienced with it, but one plane that I am pretty experienced in is the 109. I know that the 109 has got nose mounted guns, and I knew that this pilot is already pretty experienced, so I wasn't feeling crazy confident in doing a head-on maneuver. However, once I see that all of my options are expended, I need to get a little brave here, and I need to get the guns on. Even if he ditches out and reclimbs and then I'm at a worse energy state, I need to be able to put some pressure onto him in this situation. And I did not do that, which is why when he comes roaring over the tree line, he actually stays even lower than the trees here, which makes seeing him extremely difficult, not just for you guys in this video, but for me as well as the pilot. But I know he's coming in, I just know the timing of it, and I try to do my absolute best here to make me a skinny target, and that is very difficult with this thing. And as you can see, he rips off my left aileron, likely some tail damage here, and well, you can see exactly what happened here.
No, that's a wing! No, 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 no!
So very well played from the 109 F4. I mean, this is just absolutely textbook. This is how you deal with a tourney boy when you are an energy fighter with a higher altitude. This is also why it's so important to be the guy who's highest in the cap, or be the guy who's highest in the fight, because you control it all. The Spitfire is a great plane, but man, these lower ones do not have the acceleration to regain control of the fight when your bandit is being extremely disciplined. So if you're having trouble fighting Spitfires, do what this guy did, all right? And actually, if you're still here, this is a special message just for you. Recently, on my Discord, I've opened up a viewer submissions channel, so I'm hoping to do these types of breakdowns of your guys' clips. Now, not just like funny clips, not just like kill compilations, not just that type of stuff. Like, I want things that I can actually sit there and break down. I don't care if you lost, I don't care if you won. This really isn't a highlight reel. It's not something to show off your skill. Maybe it is. I mean, maybe you absolutely freaking dominate a 1v5 that you should never have won, right? Situations like that where I can break down maybe the incompetence of the enemy force. Maybe not just incompetence, that's a harsh word, but like things that people can do better, right? So things to improve, maybe details about specific aircraft, maybe like cool things like dropping your bombs with a 2-second timer and knowing how far back the guy was, and you absolutely decimate him because he was flying near the ground and you blew him up and there was no other chance of survival. Stuff like that, okay? Like that's totally acceptable, it's cool. But there's 2 ways to contact me, right? You can go into my Discord and, like I said, hit the viewer submissions tab. Everything that's posted there, I'm taking as my ability to use in a video, okay? So that is, if you submit something there, just know that it might be used. You can also send a clip via Google link or just an MP4 file to my email at trainingdaysYT@gmail.com. That will also be in the description. This is an opportunity for you guys to get some of your clips, some of your videos into one of these videos as well for me to break down. The goal of this, like I said, isn't a highlight reel. It's really to make sure that new players get the best information that they can, or experienced players can get certain details that they may not have noticed prior. So if you have something that you want to submit, there's those 2 options down below in the description. Thanks for watching, fellers. I got my Rosie, like I said, absolutely freaking wrong, but it was so impressive that I felt like I needed to make a few videos on this. So apologies if you see a short that covers the exact same topic, because that is also in the works, but appreciate you all for watching this one. I hope this was helpful in some way. Adios, fellas.